from Glasgow Caledonian University, and Kevin's going to talk about an institution-wide strategic approach to providing feedback and enhancement. And not enhancement, well, it was enhancement, but assessment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ailsa, for the introduction. Colleagues, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm delighted to be able to be here for all sorts of reasons. I'm going to just talk about GCU's feedback strategy, and I must acknowledge my co-author for this presentation, amongst many others. However, Leslie McAlevey was Development Officer for our Feedback for Future Learning campaign, and she's now Development Officer for Engage, a wider campaign, which we'll say some more about later on. Feedback for Future Learning, what is it? How did it come about? Well, like every institution, we are wedded to trying to provide the best student learning experience possible within the limited resources available to us. And we always wonder, how did they do that? And it's been great to be here today and to see so many valuable insights, and for me to absorb information through a kind of virtual semi-permeable membrane, a kind of an osmosis, for me to take in and soak up all that great information, which I'll digest, take back with me, and hopefully use in a variety of ways. I was asked to write a paper for Glasgow Caledonian Senate about what can we do about feedback at GCU. Our students felt they weren't getting enough feedback. Our students felt sometimes the quality could be better. And I'm being very polite about that. Perhaps you might have some slight familiarity with those types of comments from your own institutions. Of course, perhaps not. So I wrote a paper and I thought, right on, set some really challenging aspirational targets. Let's really go for this. So I did. Got the paper through Senate. It set some really hard targets, I've got to say. And as people were walking out at the end of Senate after it was approved, there were two individuals, I won't name them, who were in front of me. Didn't see I was behind. And one said to the other, God, you don't want to do that, anything like that. Never ever write a paper like that. They're too hard to do those. They'll never meet those targets. No chance at all. I thought, yeah, you're probably right. Having absolutely no idea that 1 month later, the email would arrive, pop along to see the principal, Kevan, we'd like you to do this. And it was feedback enhancement. So I was set the task of chairing the university's feedback enhancement group, and I dreamt up the fairly alliterative and hopefully vaguely snappy title of Feedback for Future Learning, which in a sense encapsulates this. So it's a university-wide campaign to improve how students receive and use academic feedback. Receive and use. I'd add reflect, but you'll see why in a moment. It's a genuine partnership between the university's academic staff, our professional services staff, and our Students' Association. The Feedback Enhancement Group that I chaired had representatives from the students of each school. We have 3 academic schools of roughly 6,000 students each. It had the Vice President Education from our Students' Association, and I think I'm on my 4th one that I've been working with so far. They've all been great, even to the point of offering to deliver workshops for us in our other campuses.